Good morning, people, and welcome to Your Morning Cup with Chuck, where I help you get inspired, educated, and motivated to a point where all you think is positive thoughts, baby, and positive thoughts create positive action. Welcome to the First Cupkc. This podcast is powered by Podcast.
Today's guest has definitely overcome many obstacles in her life, but nothing the world of comics and interest in invention, crafting, and human replication couldn't fix. Despite her battles with depression, she has managed to scale past it all and has completely reinvented herself. Now, alongside her husband, she is assisting help others do the same. Please welcome Mester to the show. So, who is Mester?
Oh my. I was born in California. My parents moved out there when my dad rejoined the Navy. And then over the course of my childhood, my mom bounced me back and forth between California and Illinois. And
was it due to like military? Or So whenever my dad would go out to sea, she would get lonely and decide to pack it all up. And instead of making friends and building a new life, she packed it all up and moved back home with mommy and daddy. Mm-hmm. So I had a great childhood with my grandparents on and off, but it was very disruptive to be bounced around so much. Right.
So, and then, I don't know. I guess we were going through a recession, around 85, 86. And my dad couldn't find good work and he rejoined the Navy again. But this time we ended up in Virginia. And for whatever reason, my mom slipped into a very deep depression and ended up at a mental institution out there. And that's where she met the crazy man that upended my life for a very long time. Talked to my mom into letting him move in. My parents got divorced.
So was he in the center?
He was the schizophrenic that she met.
So he was a patient there too?
Yes.
So it's like toxic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty empathic. The first time I met this man, I remember that every nerve ending in my body just was on fire. And I'm like, this is a bad man.
Yeah.
But I was 9, 10. Nobody wanted to believe me.
So he basically winged you into. How'd you break away from that?
So it all led up. It was in between like 7th and 8th grade, or no, 6th and 7th grade. My mom had a job, which was unusual. She was usually a stay-at-home mom. At this particular time, she had a job. And for whatever reason, he decided he wanted to call in sick. And so he drugged my brother so that he would be sleeping. Now, my little brother never slept during the day. Mm-hmm. So that was odd. And so one thing led to another. He put on some pornography and
took advantage of you.
Tried to take advantage of me. And something snapped me out of this like fog that I felt like I was in. And I managed to get away. And the only phone number I could remember was his mother's. So then I spent 3 months at his sister's being ostracized and being told that I was making everything up because I wanted my parents to get back together.
So it sent you into you went into a deep depression, couldn't trust no one.
It was really hard. We escaped Virginia and went back with my grandparents. And that was a different battle altogether. It's hard when you're the new kid. It's even worse when you're the new kid that keeps coming back.
Yeah. Missing out on everything. And yeah. Well, but you happen to put all of that behind you.
Yes.
I mean, you went through this. How long did you go through? How long did you live this
depressing life?
So I think for a while I just kind of made myself numb. Mm-hmm. And the first time I would say that I remember feeling what I would call clinically depressed was after I had my first son, my second child. Mm-hmm. And I went through a terrible, terrible, terrible postpartum depression. Mm-hmm. And so I sought help. I got medication. My life started getting better. I got everything under control. I got off my medication.
So what sparked this new Kenya? What made you go from the world is against me to I'm against myself and I'm going to try this?
So I want to say 2011 or so. Mm-hmm. We'd moved to Kansas City. We'd been here a few years. And it was just really rough when we first moved here. We had a group of friends that were like our group of friends that we did everything with. Right. And we just didn't find any of those people. And finally, we kind of came to the realization that, number one, we have such a varied amount of interests that it's going to be very difficult to find a group of friends that does all the things that we like to do. Right. Because we do like to go camping and boating and, but, our nerdy friends who like to do Comic-Con and play video games and board games don't necessarily like the outdoors or vice versa. So.
But hold on. And don't they hold like the Renaissance?
Oh yeah.
Ain't that don't they go to that?
Oh yeah, but that's different.
It's in October, yeah. That's their thing to do.
That's their thing to do, and not all. You got to be versatile like that. There are some people that are like the Renaissance fair nerds, and they snub their noses at the comic book nerds. So
yeah, well,
I'm just saying. I just think enjoy your thing, whatever it is. Yeah. Nerd out about whatever you're passionate about.
Yeah. I like that. See, that would have been a good ender right there. So, you went through depression. You managed to pop out of it, and you moved on with your life. What level in your life would you say was your best change? What stage of your life would you say was that stage that let you know that my life is changing and I can feel things getting better?
Well, I mean, the first change was, when I met my husband.
Whoa.
But
he must be in the room
not
somewhere.
Everything happened all at one time. There were different epiphanies that happened at different stages. Mm-hmm. When I met my husband, I had one terrible relationship after another. And one day I sat down and I just wrote this list. And I was like, these are the things that I want in a mate, in a partner. I was tired of trying to adapt myself, to change myself, to make somebody else happy. I decided I was going to be authentic.
Right.
And so one of the first things I did was show him crazy movies that I enjoyed. Because I'm like, if you don't get my sense of humor, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
And so, Me, Myself, and Irene.
Classic. Classic. The three black kids.
Right. Right.
Me, Myself, and Irene. So that kicked it off.
Yep.
How'd you meet him, though? What was that?
I picked him up in a bar.
Whoa. Can you picked him up in the bar?
I picked him up in the bar.
Okay, viewers. We're going to go into the dark side of the sticky bar with Kenya Mester.
So I was living in Quincy, Illinois, mm-hmm. and my stepsister at the time, she was going through nursing school, and she, I think, had just gotten her LPN or somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. And but she was moving on, so we really hadn't had a chance to get together and celebrate, and it had been the holidays and blah, blah, blah. So it was about mid-January, and we were out just celebrating. I wasn't looking to meet anybody. I wasn't looking for nothing. We were just there having fun. Well, it was my turn to buy a round of drinks. And so I go up to the bar, and I'm waiting, and I look over, and there's this young man, and he's just scribbling, just writing feverishly on these napkins. And I kind of watch him for a minute, and I'm looking, I'm like, the shirt that he wore was more like Western style. And I'm like, I really don't go for cowboys, but he's cute. So I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Are you writing poetry?
Uh-oh.
And he slams down his pen. He's obviously irritated. And he just looks up at me. And I'm like, oh, shit. And so I just stood there and smiled and, teeth, tits, and ass. And the look on his face went from the angriest, most, how dare you, to the biggest, brightest smile I'd ever seen in my life.
You won him over.
And he goes, oh, I fancy myself a writer. And so
Suave.
we actually did not hang out at all the rest of the night. We were at the bar, but we went for breakfast. And he was telling me all these crazy story ideas. And I'm sitting there staring at him like, well, he either really trusts me and to tell me these things, and it's okay because it really is a book situation, or I need to run screaming because that's a scary thing.
That's what's up. So he was writing on napkins. What was he writing?
If you ask him now, he tells you lies.
Well, you know what? One day we're going to find out. This will come back up.
He was so angry, and he was writing all these angry things. And he said once he looked at me, all the anger just melted away.
Boom. See? And now you got his last name. So you took something from him that day. And he gave you something in return.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. So I know the viewers who can see this podcast, they're probably looking at these figurines on the front, up here in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
These are 3D HQ. Is that it? 3D HQ.
3D headquarters, yep.
Yes, and could you please explain to our viewers and our listeners what these are?
So we are the best kept secret on the plaza. If you have a friend that can't keep secrets, you should tell them. Because we have a full-size scanner inside our studio. We have you step inside. We can take 200 photos of you in about 3 seconds. And then we have some amazing software that renders all those photos into a 3D avatar. So that we email you as part of the process. Mm-hmm. But that avatar is then the rough draft that our graphic artists use to then clean up and get print ready so that you can be your own cake topper, your own action figure, your own hand-me-down memory.
Right. And you could put these in boxes and like shadow style boxes or trophy cases.
Oh, yeah. No, we tricked my dad last Planet Comic-Con into getting scanned. We're like, come on, Dad, it'll be fun. We're all going to do it. And so then for Christmas, he got a shadow box of himself as the Witcher.
Really?
So.
Okay. And that's the one you showed me when, because, hey, I had to go down and get myself scanned. It was a pretty neat process. Like she said, it didn't really take that long. Couple seconds, 10 seconds at the most. It's like I stepped in the ring and did my victory pose, and that was it.
I think it looks like a shower curtain. Everybody's looking around, and I don't know if they expect like some laser wall or what they're looking for.
Well, I was expecting like some scanner thing would go shoot lights around me, and
it kind of does, but it holds still. It just does it.
Yeah,
we have it all measured out, equidistant and stuff.
It's remarkable, but you guys do. So these figures come in different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
what's the biggest they get?
So the largest standard size that we have is 14 inches.
And you guys are like literally right next to the snack shack down on the plaza.
Yeah, we're right across the street from Fogo de Chao.
So when I came down the other day to get my scan, which was pretty neat, it was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome being able to walk inside of the place and see little small figurines of Sly James and so many other different figures. What's the guy? The Superman guy.
Mr. Wheeler, yeah.
Yeah, Mr.
Casey
Wheeler.
Superman.
Yes, man. Just being able to see
I
those.
hope your ankle feels better.
Hey, hope he's watching this. But yeah, it was neat being able to walk in there and know. And then you guys, so basically tell them the process of if they want to come in and get a scan, how does that work?
So if you're down on the plaza, we are open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 5, and Sunday, 10. Let me start that over. If you are down walking around on the plaza, we are open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday, and then Sunday we're 11 to 6. So you can drop by anytime. If you're going to bring like your whole family or a pet, then if you get on our website, 3dheadquarter.com, then you can make an appointment with us. And so that way we can just make sure we have enough people around and staff to give you the full VIP treatment.
So once they get the scan, what happens after that?
So once you get the scan, then we email you the 3D avatar. And so then while you're waiting for your figurine, because it takes about 3 to 6 weeks, we have an app you can download. I don't know where exactly everybody is. We have an app you can download.
What is the app called?
It's called ARU, like the letter A, the letter R, YOU, and it's on Apple or Android. And then once you download it, then you can upload your scans, and then you can do augmented
from the
reality.
Email. Mm-hmm. So you guys email the scan over, and then once the email comes through and you download the app, you take the email, upload it into the program, and then you can pretty much do share.
Just like Pokemon Go.
Oh, that's pretty neat. So you become an avatar.
You're your own Pokemon.
That's crazy. That is neat.
Right? No, we joked about like recreating like old like movie posters, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and like put yourself in a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. So you could even take the avatar and make it bigger, smaller, put it on photos.
360, yeah.
360. Yeah, I was playing with the ones because I took one of you, me and you by myself, and me and Johnny Avocado. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm going to play with them. I just haven't had time, but I got on there and it was like upside down, right side up, flips sideways, 2 somersaults. I was doing all kind of stuff with it, but it's pretty neat. Definitely, if you guys, if you know of anyone getting married, one of these things right here is totally different. And I know when I got married, the topper was not me. It was somebody else. And it wasn't even somebody else. It was literally a fictitious man and woman. But this right here gives you the opportunity to literally have you and your spouse side by side on your cake. And once the event is over, you can take that. Instead of keeping the cake like people traditionally do, they keep the cake. You could keep your topper, and you can do them for any other events too. It's pretty neat. The 3D HQ is down in Westport next to the Snack Shack.
Off the plaza.
It's off the plaza. It's off the plaza. Yeah.
And just keep in mind, if you are wanting to get one for your wedding, like as a cake topper or for somebody's special occasion, we do have 3 to 6 weeks lead time. Yeah. And sometimes it takes the graphic artist a little more time with something like wedding dresses. So help us help you have a good experience.
Yes, Most definitely. Get down there, guys. It's a great experience. I'm telling you, it blew me away. The place isn't that big, so you don't have to really worry about spending too much time in there. I suggest you get in, take a look at it, enjoy the view, and get the heck up out of there, because it's a lot of people. It's a very popular place. But your studies.
Yeah.
I like biology.
I do too.
What got you into, why'd you study biology?
So, after high school, I ended up taking 3 years off in between high school and college. I had a baby, and I was a manager at Taco Bell, and I hated it. I tried leaving there and going and doing like telemarketing. That was also terrible. And I just decided that I had to do something.
You sound like my life. I worked at Taco Bell. I went to telemarketing.
Man, because you just, when you know you want to do something more and you just keep getting stuck in these places, you bounce around a lot.
Yeah.
And so.
You gotta break the habit.
Exactly. And so I decided to be the first person in my immediate family to go to college. I sucked it up. I asked my mom if I could move back in with her and her current husband at the time.
Wasn't a psycho, was it?
No, it was a different one.
A different psycho, or just a different person?
I watched the first marriage.
Hold on, his mom's watching this.
She's watching it maybe.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but my mom got married and divorced 5 times. So there was the guy before my dad that was technically annulled. My father, the crazy guy that tried to molest me. The second crazy guy that at least waited until I was 18 to ask me how much it would cost to see my tits. And then the guy that she married that was basically a man-child.
She married her son, another kid.
Basically. She got to be in charge then.
Man. The things people go through to control what they can't really control.
And I mean, I will say he was the first guy that really spent much money on her and treated her well, but he also took advantage of the fact that she was bipolar and allowed her to do some very unethical things for his benefit.
And that's crazy, man. What'd you do with the biology?
So, my first intention was to become a massage therapist. And then I took a brief stint. I was going to get my BSN, but I was basically going to have to start school all over. And I was already a junior, and I just, with 2 babies at that point. Yeah. And I just couldn't do it. So one day there was just an ad in the paper for a quality manager at a bottled water place that was getting ready to open up. And I'm like, well, I have my college degree. I'm qualified to be a manager. Oh my God. I did get the job, but I got it as laboratory technician. And so eventually I told the director of quality there that he did the best favor he absolutely could for me by not giving me the managerial job.
Yeah, because you end up liking that.
Well, I mean, I did. I had to learn. There was so much that I had no idea. The biology part was easy. What I had to learn was all the quality stuff, the hands-on, how to build spreadsheets, how to do different quality checks, how to put inductive and deductive reasoning to the test to be able to figure out why a quality issue keeps reoccurring.
So you basically needed to learn the standard operating procedures.
Yep. And then I had to learn how to write them.
Man. Takes a special person to do all that.
You know, I look back and all these weird skills that I picked up are now just all coming into play.
Yeah. Which takes me to the next question. What's up with this Inventors Club? So you're in all kind of stuff.
We are.
So the Inventors Club, what do you and your husband do with the Inventors Club?
So we stumbled upon the Inventors Club while we were actually coaching a home Lego robotics team. Mm-hmm. And we had free tickets to the Makers Fair, and they had a booth there. And we had no idea that Kansas City even had an Inventors Club prior to that. And so we got invited, and we went to a meeting or two. And in fact, this was going to be a thing that Johnny was going to do on his own. But he got invited to the Christmas party because they were trying to talk him into being on the board of directors. There were some people that wanted to retire, and they were trying to get new blood. And so, of course, I come along to the Christmas party, and by the end of the party, they're like, "You're coming too, right? You're joining too." And so we get out to the car, and I look at him, and I was like, "I'm sorry."
Hey.
So now
it all works out though.
Yeah, it does. It's super fun. We get to learn all kinds of things because we have different inventors on. We try to showcase local inventors and inventors within our club. So tomorrow night, which I know will be too late for everybody watching, we're going to have Stephen Key on, and he's like the king of licensing.
Right.
And then May, we are having a regional director from the U.S. Patent Office come and give a talk because they're doing some changes to the patent website to make it easier for inventors to do certain searches, because what was happening, you can file your own patent. However, in the past, there were certain searches that only patent attorneys could do. And so people were getting patents and they're like, no, there's prior drawings, there's prior artwork. And they're like, what are you talking about? And then here comes the search that the inventor that couldn't even get to.
Right. So I have a friend, shouts out to Kevin Kimmer. He, same thing. His big thing is this, and I'm asked a question for him. He wants to know what is okay, so he has an invention, mm-hmm. and he wants to put it out, but he doesn't want to spend all of the money to process it for it to turn out that he can't use it. And he's like, his similarity, because you have a product, and this product might look or seem similar to this one. He just doesn't understand how fast that process can happen, and what's the least amount of money he can go through that process so he don't spend a bunch of money for nothing.
So I think for like $75 or $85, he can file what's called a provisional patent. Mm-hmm. So provisional patent, you don't even have to have artwork. It's helpful, especially to prove what you were thinking, because a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Right.
But even if you're working off a current invention, if you're adding something to it that makes it novel or unique, is what's going to then be patentable.
Right.
And so sometimes it's just a design patent. There's no provisional. But what the provisional does is that buys you a year to get your shit together before you actually have to file your real patent.
Okay.
So then you can do one of two things. You can then decide that you are going to patent it and go through and do all the work. And I can't remember what the filing fee is off the top of my head for the actual patent. It's all on the U.S. Patent and Trademark
office,
the website,
government website. But the provisional patent gives you a year to be able to start going to manufacturers to go, hey, I have a patent pending. Would you be interested in this thing?
Right.
But my suggestion is you can do a Google search for every keyword possible that you can think of about your invention. Like if it's a lightsaber, light sword, light stick, laser cutting tool, all the different ways that somebody could name something, and do a Google search that way.
Right. So
and not just the first couple
keywords.
pages. You got to keep going and keep going and keep going. Then once you've done that, then Google has a Google patent search, and that'll give you kind of cursorily top level stuff. If you don't find anything there, then the new tools from the U.S. Patent Office is going to give you the best results. So, but a year goes by really fast. Yeah. You want to get all that done, and before you hit the button and file your provisional, you want to go ahead and do your market research.
Right.
Have the list of companies you want to call done. And don't pick your favorite to do the first one. Pick somebody at the bottom or the middle.
Yeah.
Get your pitch honed. And don't call yourself an inventor. That nutty professor, flubber.
Yeah.
And,
you're just a creative person.
Creative people are sometimes a bit eccentric, or normal is all relative.
Yeah.
So, but if somebody didn't think outside the box, nothing would ever be created.
Nothing. You got to be imaginative. I had a question. I just went mind blocked, but no, I don't. I just remembered it. I find it kind of ironic how you are in the invention area, and you also are in the 3D HQ field, because it works side by side. You can literally patent something and take it over to 3D HQ and have a prototype.
Yes.
So for any one of you guys out there that's looking to have an idea that you might
sign an NDA.
Yes. Get with these. Get with Kenya Mester. Like I said, she works where you can get your idea 3D. You can get it printed up, so you'll have a model to work with.
We can even do design work. If it's complicated and you don't want us to print it, we can go from a napkin drawing to something that's got 3D drawing that you can actually use to file a patent, or at least show somebody else that makes sense.
That's what's up. That is awesome. That is awesome.
Oh no, I said to myself one day that I wanted to be a nerd for a living. I manifested this shit.
Yeah, because I walked in there the other day in the 3D HQ, and yeah, it was Nerd City. Mm-hmm. It was Nerd City.
I'm with my people.
Yeah, I was like, yep. I know some good stuff is cracking off in here. Mm-hmm. But no, so I did an interview with your husband. I think it was my second episode.
It was your second episode.
Yes. Johnny Avocado.
I know. I told him he was going to be super jealous that mine was in the beautiful new studio.
You're in the new studio. Yes, you made it to the big stage. He was on the smaller stage, but I do have to take my hat off to him, because I think I shot a double episode that day, and he was the second episode, and I was kind of like having this minor breakdown, and he kind of, you both, because you were there too, kind of helped settle me down and get me woosah. Because I took off for a minute there. I was like, whoa, what's going on
You
here?
seem like you were a little stressed.
Yeah,
a little stressed.
It's heightened. I don't know what the heck. Maybe it was a little bit of the medication I was taking. I don't know. Back to that question. Oh, Johnny Avocado. So you help your husband along with your husband. You help him set up meetings that are held at the parlor downtown on Locust.
Yes.
And these are
in the Crossroads.
The Crossroads. These meetings are normally held like is it the third Wednesday?
It's normally the fourth Wednesday of the month. This month we're doing a special 420 edition because 420 doesn't always land on a Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll probably cut this part out anyway because it'll be Saturday.
Right. So
yeah, he won't even say.
So yeah, normally we do it on the fourth Wednesday of the month. May is, I should have had this memorized already. And so, yeah, I'm basically, I'm the office manager at 3DHQ. I'm the founder of Hootenanny, or co-founder of Hootenanny.
Hootenanny Crafting, right?
Online and blended event planning.
Oh.
So if you want to have an event but don't want to take the time to get your box of zhuzh together to give...
Yeah.
We'll do all the shopping for you, theme it out. You'll have activities, and it can be anything from a kid's birthday to drink and paint.
Oh, so you do like the wine and paint thing? Ooh, sassy.
Yes.
That's that little class. Hey, you know what? I know I had a guest on the show a couple of episodes ago. She's an eccentric artist, and she drew a picture of me. Pretty neat. She hosts those events.
Okay.
Little paint parties where they sip and paint. That's pretty neat.
Well, we're always looking for artisans and crafters
I don't
to
know.
work with.
I don't know if I can get a group of guys together that's gonna sit back.
Well, but you might get a group of guys to get together to have a brandy tasting or a beer sampling
or a cigar,
a cigar sampling,
talk,
a cigar talk.
Yeah,
hot wings.
Yeah,
it's not just girly
strip clubs. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, man, I'm not judging.
No, that's so these events are at Parlor, and so your husband is this great speaker.
Yes. I love to watch him.
Explain to the viewers and listeners what events, what are these events held down there? What do you guys do down there?
So the next one is actually going to be on May 25th, Wednesday, May 25th. We meet from 6:30 to 8. And each month has a different topic or theme. This April was, we called it Avocado Vice. And it was how to use your vices as a means to propel you in life instead of something that's weighing you down.
All right. So you guys, seriously, you guys help people think differently.
There are so many people that tell me that thank you for doing this. He's saying things to me that people have said before, but he's saying it in such a different way that it's really got me thinking.
Yeah. Well, crazy thing about it, we don't listen to the people who love us. We listen to the people that don't know us. And we'll suck all that up real quick. And it's like, I've been telling him this all this time. And he let Eric Thomas tell him.
But here's the thing.
Like, what the heck?
People are visual learners.
Yeah.
People are auditory learners. People are kinetic learners. It depends on the way you learn as to if somebody puts things to you in, like if somebody says, yeah, I hear you, but you're a visual learner, you don't feel like they really understand you.
Yeah.
But if they say, oh, I see your point. Yeah. And if you're like, if you're hands-on, oh, I feel you.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So
that's a weird way to look at it.
That's why there's so many different
types of help books and different ways to think positive and improve your life. And some people call it raising your vibration. Some people call it positive thinking. But it all has to do with
I call
your
it
style
God
of
mode.
learning.
You click in the God mode.
When we have epiphanies, I was like, yes, I feel the truthiness of it. Because it's like I almost feel a chemical change in my brain.
Mm-hmm. So while that chemical is still in your brain, I want you to tell our listeners about what the Tribe Avocado got cooking this summer.
So the Tribe of Avocado is going to take it to the next step. And not only is Johnny going to MC and speak, but we are going to have other speakers come and...
anyone in particular?
Oh, I think it might be somebody that you know, a certain coffee cup Chuck.
Oh, I know that guy.
I know, me too.
That's awesome. So this is going to pop off this summer. And basically what it is...
So the theme is purpose your passion.
Purpose your passion. I've heard that from somebody before. I love it.
Because you can be passionate all day long, but unless you put it to a purpose,
you gotta put something behind it.
It'll either just leave you sitting on the couch or getting into trouble.
Shiny car, beautiful car, ain't got no gas in it. Mm-mm. Where you going? Mm-hmm. Where are you going? You gotta gas it up. So purpose your passion coming this summer.
Yeah,
Get ready.
We're looking at June 18th venue to be announced.
June 18th venue. Stay tuned. Purpose your passion coming to you in is it a theater?
A theater near you? In a place near you.
In a hotel near you. In a hotel, not lobby, in a hotel ballroom near you. No, it's been great talking with you today. Very, very, very interesting person. I met you guys, about a year ago?
Almost exactly a year ago.
A year ago. And, you have this energy. You have an energy, and a lot of people don't connect to that energy. But when you do have the people that connect to that energy that you carry, you normally find out that they have the same type of goals. They have the same type of thing reverent through their brain all day long.
And I know I'm a lot for some people. And I've learned to recognize when I used to think it was that people didn't like me. Mm-hmm. No, my energy is too much for their low vibration.
Yeah. To me, I'd be like, who cares if you don't like me? Guess who do?
Well, and that's me. What I think now.
I love me.
Now that
I love
authentic.
Me some me. Sometimes I look in the mirror and go, I love me some me. So
look in the mirror. I'm like, who the hell is this?
What can you say to our guests to encourage them today? What words of encouragement?
So everybody kept saying through the last couple of years that it's okay to say you're not okay. We need to take that a step forward. It is okay to say you're not okay, but damn it, it's okay to go seek help.
Yeah.
I tried on my own for 3 or 4 months in 2020 to try to get my own self back together.
Right.
I hid it from my husband how far down the rabbit hole I had gone. But by Christmas, I was suicidal. Mm-hmm. And I took the steps that I needed to get to my recovery. I did say that I wasn't okay. And then I sought help.
Right.
And it's okay to seek help. It's okay to ask for help. And believe me, as a stubborn ass Aries, that is the hardest thing for me to do.
Yeah.
Because I'm mom. I'm the one that moms everybody. I'm the one that does all the things.
Yeah. You're superwoman. I call every mom that's tied up in everything. My wife, I don't know what I would do without her, because she does every single thing I don't want to do. She does everything
Yes.
I can't do. She does. Some of the things I can do, I forget. She reminds me. I mean, so I know Johnny he's a lucky man, because
behind every great man, there is at least one great woman.
Yeah, but see, he runs around.
That's why he's collecting a coven.
Well, some people don't understand it. For super couples, you have to have a relationship. And the reason why I say super couple, I like using that phrase, is because, you could be with someone. I mean, like the Ray Kroc story. He left his wife and he ended up with someone who made him whole. And if you have to have elements, like I say, Johnny runs around a lot. He's trying to build stuff. He's trying to do a lot of stuff.
If you're a dreamer, you need a doer.
Yeah, I'm serious, dude. You have to have those elements.
But if you're a doer, you also need somebody that does a little dreaming, or else
you
have no focus.
You're
just doing.
Yeah, you got opposite. You got to have a little bit of what you're not used to, or you won't find your way through the light. But thank you. Thank you for giving an awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, man. You're a very great friend. You and your husband, I really look forward to this summer and the work that we're going to be doing here. I look forward to learning how to stand in front of people and speak. It's been a passion for a long time to help people out. So it was just by chance that you run across the people that can help you do that.
The universe leads you to meet the people you're supposed to meet.
Exactly.
I was supposed to meet Craig. What's up, Craig?
Yeah.
Craig was supposed to come to Avocado Networking and then bring you.
Yeah. And here we are. But thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode was, we touched on depression. And like Kenya said, it's a deep thing. And a lot of us, we try to deal with it on our own. We try to deal with it by ourselves because we don't want to be made the fool. We don't want people to think we crazy. But deep down inside, you need the help. And if you need the help, the only way you're going to fix anything is by seeking it. So don't hold it in. If you don't understand what depression is, find out, because depression is like high blood pressure. It's like a stroke. You don't see it until it's too late. And when you see those signs, you got to use those signs and you got to get yourself some help. So,
if you've never been clinically depressed, it's very hard for you to understand. And even I can't understand how exactly somebody else is feeling. But if you think of your most heartbroken, saddest, worst day, and then live that for days or even weeks and to some extent months on end with very little relief, it's just that deep hole is the best way I can describe it. It's the terrible record player of telling you how terrible and what a loser and all the different things, all the things you're not doing, all the ways you're not good, just
circling around in your head. But you can get rid of depression, man. Some people can't get rid of it by themselves. You gotta seek some help. And on the flip side, before I go, I also want to approach it from the other side. You have to keep your eye open for your family and your friends. You gotta know if something's not right with them. You just can't stand on it and take the chance and not say something, because a lot of us, like I said, we battle this thing called depression alone. And if you see someone battling it, they're normally battling it by themselves. So you have to address it, and you might be you might be that source that reaches out and is able to actually help them. So keep an eye out.
And just letting somebody know that you're there helps a lot.
Yeah. And just knowing, just looking up the information.
Somebody cares.
Yeah. Looking up the information and just trying to look into it. If you know, like I say, you have friends, and those friends, sometimes you don't even realize that they're going through some stuff. And, you know, I had a friend that had a friend, they went on vacation together. Everything seemed fine. Everything seemed like it was fine and dandy. 'Cause he literally went on vacation. He left vacation. I mean, literally the same week that he got back from vacation, he got a call from the man's wife saying he killed himself. And it's like, how do you know?
And John knew I was struggling, but he was like, "Oh, honey, I knew it was bad, but I had no idea it was that bad."
Yeah, but like I said, critical thinking helps change all that. But
it does.
If you don't know where to go, if you don't have those answers, you have to seek them. You have to find them from somewhere.
I'll give your listeners a tool. I was going to therapy, and one of the first tools that my therapist gave me is when the record starts playing, do something that brings you from the back of your brain, which is where all those terrible emotions are swirling and causing all of the bad thoughts, to bring you up to your forebrain. And so do simple math. Count the number of cars that are going by. I started doing multiples of 9. And it makes you think, and it cuts that off.
Stops the cycle. Well, guys, this has been another episode of the First Cup KC. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. And as always, stay positive, people.